Take one. Action. Hello. Welcome back to Rayu or Mina. It's been a while since I've done a sitcom. So this book is called Attached, and it basically breaks down attachment styles in adults in romantic relationships. So as you know, we all have attachment styles. My camera keeps shutting off for some weird reason, but the second book that I have that I've recently read, actually all of these other books I've read through in the pandemic, and this book is Codependent, Now What? So codependency is something I learned about in my 20s, actually not too long ago, and it's kind of like how a person shows up in the world with connection to the people around them. And codependency is sometimes not a good thing because Lisa A. Romano is the author, but she kind of says that you're living under the veil of consciousness, which means that you're not very conscious of the things that you do in your life. Like, you don't fully have full control of what you're doing. So a lot of times maybe your decisions will be based on the people around you, for example, family members, friends, whatever it is. You are kind of like a person that's like a caretaker. But this book kind of breaks down like, why is it that you're like that, and how to get yourself out of being codependent. And it goes down and analyzes kind of your childhood and allows you to heal those childhood wounds or childhood trauma. And trauma can be from this to like such a big level, but really thinking about that, it's great for everybody to, if you're like really looking for like a self-help book and you feel like you're codependent, this is a good book to read. So another book that I have, so if you see, there's like a theme with all my books. I'm really much into psychology. I love it. I started studying it in school, but I never got a degree in it, but I still like it. So the next book I have is A Child Called It, and this one it's kind of a sad book because it's about childhood trauma that this young kid went through. So he's a grown man now, obviously, and he does all, basically the book is written from a child perspective, and he wrote it obviously as an adult, but he did it from a 7-year-old's perspective or even younger. So yeah, that was that. And then I got even the second book, which is The Lost Boy, and it's a continuation of what he went through, basically, after he got saved from his family of origin and he went into foster care. And this is kind of like his life as a teenager, how it progressed from being in an abuse situation to being in foster care, and kind of like the decisions that he made due to his trauma. Obviously he wasn't perfect because, I'm not going to go into detail of like how severely he was abused, but if you look up these books, you'll get a little snippet of his life. I do want to get the third one, which is of him being an adult, and I think it's called A Man Called Dave, and I'll read it and maybe I'll let you. So yeah, like I said, somebody that I follow on Instagram had posted about this docu-series or a documentary called The Secret. And The Secret is about a kind of like this idea, law of attraction, right? Where we ourselves do have the power to kind of create our own worlds, right? Whatever it is that we want, we ask the universe. We ask the universe for it, right? And so I watched that, and then I got a book because I really do like books. They kind of help me fully grasp an idea of, you know, what I'm learning. I like videos as well. But this I could kind of break down and take notes. And yeah, so at the same time, Islam does say you have to work toward getting whatever it is that you have manifested and you've asked for God that you want, right? And so, you know, this book just really goes in depth on like that, you know, law of attraction and law of asking the universe for what you truly want. And one key takeaway, my neighbor's dogs, guys. And I close the window. Like, if they had a time to bark during the day, like, that would be great. But, like, I don't know. It's so random. Nobody knows. So I don't even know when to film anymore. So, yeah, you say, I want this kind of, you know, car or this job. So you work your way towards getting that, but you're telling the universe, this is what I want, right? There are some things that I kind of like. I feel like you can kind of get lost into this whole thing because it's kind of like saying, oh, even like when things are happening in the world, like, you know, like almost like don't think about those things. But we can't just pretend like things aren't happening and then, you know, you're just living in this positive utopia. But anyways, that ends our whole segment about the books that I've read recently. Most of them during this pandemic, some of them not right now, but you know, I'll put them all in the description. Most of them you can get them from Amazon or Barnes & Noble. You know, let me know what kind of books you read.